Archie, give me that. Give me that. Archie, give me that. Sorry, cat. I'll give it back to you later. Dessert person cocktails. Action. Hi everyone, I'm Claire Saffitz. Welcome to my home kitchen. Today we're mixing it up, pun intended. I'm gonna be showing you some warm weather, low alcohol cocktails, and they're all extremely easy. Sounds great, right? So I have three sort of go-to summer drinks to show you. The first one I'm going to show you is a Lillet tonic. It's light and effervescent, and I'm going to build it right in this wine glass. I like carrying around like a big goblet of something. The second one is kind of a much lighter version of a martini, except for not really. It's a reverse martini inspired by my culinary icon, Julia Child, who is known to drink these, where I reverse the proportions of the ingredients. Then the third is a sort of wine-based spritz. I'm going to use Lambrusco, a light, fruity, sparkling red wine, a little Amaro, a little seltzer, also made right in the glass. Just so drinkable, all of them. Very excited to try all of them right now.
Do any of them need ice?
They all need ice.
Do you have ice?
I was thinking that we're a little low on ice. We'll see. When are we not low on ice in this house? So the first drink I'm going to show you is one that I drink all the time. It is a Lillet Spritz. I've been a fan of Lillet for a long time, which is a French like aperitif wine. It's a little bitter, a little bit sweet, and I like to just drink it over ice. But this is a version with like equal parts Lillet and tonic water. Something about like the addition of the bubbles from the tonic and the kind of like complementary bitterness of both goes so well together, and it's just like a light, delicious cocktail. Two ingredients. Lillet, this is rosé. Lillet comes in three colors. There's red, white, and rosé. All of them are great. I think this one works best with rosé. And then just some tonic water. So I'm gonna fill my glass with ice, and then I have a little lemon here for garnish. How am I gonna have cocktail day with no ice? Really, I could use more ice, but we're very low on ice at the moment. So ice in the glass. Both of these are cold, so I keep the Lillet and the tonic in the fridge. Definitely want to serve cold. I'm not going to measure. We're just going to go equal parts Lillet and tonic. There's many different kind of styles of tonic water. Whatever you prefer, totally up to you. Such a beautiful color with the rosé. Then I like the tartness from the lemon, so I actually squeeze a little bit of it in. Rub the rim a little bit. Oh God, okay. New wedge. And just into the glass. Lillet tonic, so easy. There's no like measuring. You don't have to pretend to like be a bartender. Right in the glass. What time is it? 4 o'clock. Great. So delightful. Light, fizzy, very easy to drink, cold, kind of refreshing. And what I like about it is it does kind of counteract the sort of syrupiness that you get from the Lillet a little bit. It's just delightful. I don't remember where I read this, but I think this has been fact-checked by multiple sources, that Julia and Paul Child frequently drank this drink known as a reverse martini. Martinis, traditionally gin-based. Some people go vodka, not really my thing, but it's a gin-based cocktail with a little bit of dry vermouth added to it, but mostly gin, served super cold. This reverses the proportions where it's more vermouth than it is gin. Basically, the formula is 2 parts vermouth to 1 part gin. To make this, I'm gonna actually stir these over ice. This is the only one that doesn't get assembled right in the glass, just because I have to get everything really cold. That's not served over ice. So I don't have like a cocktail shaker. I don't have one here. And I don't have one of those, what do they call it? Tumbler stir things? But the pitcher's fine. You can also batch this if you wanted to. But I'm just gonna make 1 serving. I don't really love the shape of a martini glass, but I love a coupe. So I'm gonna do 4 ounces vermouth, so 2 of these. And this one I'm measuring just because I want to get the proportion right. Two ounces gin. Use whatever kind of gin you like. This is Tanqueray. Not sponsored. Love gin. When I'm ordering a cocktail in a restaurant, I almost always go for one that's gin based. So then I'm just going to stir this really well.
You like it stirred, not shaken.
Well, I'm just not shaking it because I don't have a shaker. Stirred is fine. There's nothing wrong with stirred. It achieves the same purpose, which is it gets everything cold, and there's a little bit of dilution that happens from the ice. So now I'm just going to strain it into my glass. Okay, ideally this gets garnished with Castelvetrano olives, which I was so excited to put in this, but I forgot them. So I'm just gonna do a little, not quite a twist, but a little length of lemon rind. You can like twist it to release some of the oils. Well, in that case I broke it. So just float that in there. It's kind of a sad piece of lemon rind. All right, I'm gonna try it. I'm excited. You know what? This has plenty of alcohol. It really does. I could even go lighter on the gin. Maybe more like 3-to-1 instead of 2-to-1. It's good though. This is a Lambrusco Spritz. It's like a light, effervescent, easy to drink, perfect for a warm weather cocktail. I'm gonna make it right in this glass. Okay, so Lambrusco is kind of like a light, effervescent red wine from Italy. And then I am turning this into a spritz by adding a little bit of seltzer. And then the kind of base of it is, you can really use any Amaro. I'm using this product here called Beer, and it's not technically an Amaro. This is actually also an aperitif wine, but it has a lot of the qualities of an Amaro. You could use Aperol, you could use Campari, works great with those, but it's just these 3 ingredients, and I'm gonna give it like a little wedge of orange. And I'm kind of doing equal parts of all 3, maybe a little more Lambrusco.
Oh, you're covering it?
I gotta do it with this. I don't have a good grip. Sorry. This is chilled. Lambrusco is served cold, like all sparkling wine. Beautiful bubbles, and then a little seltzer. And maybe I'll do a ring of orange, just to play up the shape a little bit. Oh my gosh, so delightful. Really well balanced between like the fruitiness of the wine, the slight bitterness from the beer, good bubbles. I would drink this in 4 seconds. What I really love about these cocktails is if you have like just the, 2 or 3 components for each, there's no prep, there's no slicing fruit, there's no making simple syrup, there's no, steeping anything. I just like these because they're pretty low alcohol. They're cold, there's like good bubbles in these. They're just great summer drinks. So cheers. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
And then also make your promise. 3 million subscribers, drunk baking episode.
No,
soon.
you can put it on the screen if you want.
All right.
I'll think about it.
For the drunk baking episode, what would be your alcohol of choice?
Good question.
What would you be excited to drink to get in the mood to start baking?
What would I drink? Oh, margaritas.
Perfect.
Now I want a margarita. We can make that.
Today?
I got a bunch of limes. I got some tequila.
No ice.
We got no ice.
Perfect. Cut!